Yesterday we had seen the relationship between banker and customer. So we studied the general relationship and the special relationship between banker and customer. So what are the relationship between general relation between debtor, banker and customer? Only one relationship is there. What is that? Anuj.
Sir, debtor and creditor.
Relationship between debtor and creditor. When this relationship will start? Anuj.
When the person invests some money in the bank
Yes.
becomes.
Okay, very good. When the customer opens an account with a bank, then we will open the relationship between debtor and creditor. Then what are the special relationship between banker and customer? Aparna.
Sir, relationship between trustee and beneficiary.
Relationship between trustee and beneficiary.
Relationship between an agent and a principal.
Agent and principal. Next, Pavitra. Pavitra. Next relationship. Relationship between trustee and beneficiary, she said. Then a relationship between agent and principal. Next. Pavitra. Pavitra, unmute.
Yes, sir.
Special relationship between banker and customer. Basil.
Sir, pledge and pledger.
Yes, pledgee and pledger. Next.
Sir, lesser and lessee.
Lesser and lessee. Next, Femina. Next one.
Bailor and Bailey.
Bailor and Bailey.
Hypothecate and hypothecate.
Hypothecator and hypothecate. Okay. Trustee and beneficiary. Agent and principal. Pledger and pledgee. Lesser and lessee. Bailor and Bailey. Hypothecator and hypothecatee. Then advisor and claimed. Okay. So next one. Miscellaneous relationship between banker and customer. Miscellaneous relationship as a custodian, next as a guarantor. As a custodian means bank act as a caretaker of customers' securities. Means if the customer want to buy, caretaker means he will take care of everything. He will take care of that thing. Okay. There is a caretaker. Okay. Means bank take legal responsibility for customers' securities. Bank take legal responsibility for customer securities. Suppose if the customer want to open an account, open a demat account. So if you want to buy or sell the securities, we want demat account. We want demat account. So the customer, the bank will open the demat account. Then on behalf of the customer's instruction, they will buy and sell the securities. Okay, that is as a custodian of customer securities. They will open the account, then they will do the transactions on behalf of the customers. That is as a custodian, caretaker of customer securities. Okay. Next one, as a guarantor. As a guarantor means bank gives guarantee on behalf of their customers. Bank gives guarantee on behalf of their customer. Means it is a contingent contract. Sometimes it will happen or sometimes it won't happen. Contingent contract. It is a contingent contract. Means bank gives guarantee. on behalf of their customer. Suppose if it is a customer is importing goods from other countries, So, but now we have no cash. The company have no cash to pay amount to the which one exporter. So this time, so who will give guarantee? Our bank will give guarantee to the exporter. If the customer is not giving any amount to the exporter country, who will take the guarantee? The bank will give the amount to the exporter. That is, it is a contingent contract. If he is not paying the amount, then bank have to pay. So in that case, bank act as a guarantor. Means bank give guarantee to the customers. Understand? It is a contingent contract. Sometimes this may happen, sometimes it may not happen. If he give the amount, then no problem. Otherwise, the bank have to give amount to the exporter. But they won't give any guarantee to the customer. They will check the which one credit worthiness, ability to pay the amount. Then only they will act as a guarantor. Otherwise, simply they won't act as a guarantor. Okay. So these are the miscellaneous relationship between banker and customer. Okay. Next one is termination of relationship between banker and customer. When it will wind up the relationship, close the relationship between banker and the customer. So these are the topic. First one, the death, the insolvency or lunacy of the customer. The death, insolvency or lunacy of the customer. So the customer is died. Death, insolvency, because the customer have no any amount to pay the debts. Already you know that insolvent, who is insolvent? The person who have no ability to pay the liability. Means, correct meaning we can tell, he have no 1 rupee also, 50 paise also in hand. Such a person is insolvent. Okay, so that case we will close the account. Next, lunacy, mentally he's not fit, emotionally not stable, no capacity to control his or her behavior. Mad person, we can tell. That time we will terminate the relation between banker and customer. Next, the customer closing the account. If voluntarily, if it is free to open an account, if he is free to close the account, that is a voluntary termination. Then also we can termination of relationship between banker and customer. Next, liquidation of the company. If we opened any account in the name of a company, if we liquidate, if we wind up that company, if we close the company, then it leads to termination of the relationship between banker and a customer. Next, closing of the account by the bank after giving due notice. Suppose if any liability is there, that means the company have to give some amount to the bank. So given lot of warning notice, then also they are not giving, means who will close the account? The bank will close the account of the customer. Okay. The next, the completion of the contract of specific transaction. Means if, for example, if you opened an account for the construction of any dam or any special building, after the construction, they have to, it leads to the termination of the relation between banker and customer. Particular contract. So government will open a particular contract for a particular construction of specific dam, bridge. After that, the account will close. Okay. So these are the items related with the termination of the relationship between banker and customer. Okay. Termination of relationship between banker and customer. So already we studied the relationship between banker and customer. Then we have to study the special types of customer for a bank. Okay, types of customer for a bank. So we have to take some precautions while dealing with this type of customer. Okay, it is a special case, a special types of customer for a bank. First, minor, married women, joint account, lunatics, drunkards, illiterate person, partnership, company account, trust accounts, Hindu undivided family, then executors and administrators. Okay, so first type, minor. Who is a minor? A person who has not completed 18 years of age is a minor. I think that all are minor. In our class, all are minor. Okay? A person who has not completed 18 years of age. But when a guardian, however, when a guardian is appointed by a court, their minority extended to 21 years of age. 21 years. Okay? So normally a person who has not completed 18 years, but if we open the account in the name of guardian, if the minor, if we open the minor account in the name of the guardian, then the minority extended to 21 years. So according to Indian Contract Act 1872, Indian Contract Act 1972, a minor is not capable of enter into a valid contract. A minor is not capable of enter into a valid contract. So what do you mean by contract? So no need to explain that. Contract means agreement enforceable by law. That is contract. Agreement, written document, enforceable by law, it is called contract. So according to Indian Contract Act, a minor is not capable to enter into a contract, and contract entered into by him is void, no value. In the law, in front of law, no, it is void. Okay, contract entered into minor. But suppose if we take a loan from the bank, he is not bound to repay any money borrowed by him. Suppose if now if you take, suppose you opened any account in the bank, so you took a loan 10 lakh rupees from the bank. So during your minority, you have no need to repay that amount. Suppose if any security you pledged to take a loan, so you have the right to recover that security from the bank during the time of minority. Okay, so you are not need to bound to repay the amount borrowed by you, and you are the right to recover any security pledged by you for the purpose of taking a loan. Okay, that is related with a minor. Then also some other precaution also the bank have to take related with which are minor. Means it is advisable for the minor not to open current account in the name of a minor. Current account, it is taken by businessman. Okay, suppose it is advisable for the banker not to open current account. It is safe to open a saving bank account in the name of minor. It is safe, but they have to take to open saving bank account in the name of which one? A minor. Then it is advisable for the banker to open a minor account in the name of his natural guardian. His natural guardian. In the name of guardian, we have to open minor account. Natural guardian may be father, otherwise mother. Okay, otherwise anyone appointed by the court. Then one thing they have to remember, the bank records the date of birth of minor. Means on the attainment of majority, the account in the name of guardian should be closed and the balance should be paid to the new major. Okay, we have to close the account of the guardian, then the balance amount we have to pay to the minor. Suppose in the case the minor dies, the balance account is allowed to be withdrawn by the guardian. Okay, so in case suppose the minor time, if the minor dies, means the balance amount we have to give to the natural guardian. Then if an advance, if any loan is granted to a minor, on the guarantee of a third party, such advance cannot recover from the guarantor. Suppose Femina took a loan from the bank on the guarantee of, suppose me, guarantee, if it is me means, suppose if she is not paying any amount to bank, means the bank can't recover any amount from the third party. Okay, from me. Okay, that is related with the minor. So you have to take, the bank have to take special care while opening an account in the name of minor. But if you have a property, it is safe. We can open no problem. We can open the saving account, no problem. But if you open the current account, it is very risky. Because if he is not giving any amount, the current account holder can take overdraft facility. If he is not giving the amount to the bank, means we can't recover any amount from the minor. Okay, then one advantage there, a partner can be admitted as a partner to a partnership firm, but with the consent of all the partner. If all the partner give consent, then we can appoint a minor as a new partner. But he should not liable for the outside debt of the firm. Understand? Not liable. But at the time of majority, he is liable. But during the time of minor, he is not liable to any debt, to any outside debt of the firm. Okay? So he can act as an agent of the any firm, no problem. But if any liability arises as an agent, he is not liable to pay any amount. He can admit as a partner, then he can act as a agent of the firm. But then for the banker, it is safe to open saving account in the name of minor, not to open current account. That is related with the minor. Next, married woman. Next customer is married woman. So married woman is a competent to enter into a valid contract. According to Indian Contract Act, a married woman is competent, is capable to enter into a valid contract. So a banker can open saving account and current account in the name of married woman. Okay, so it is better to open which one? Saving account. So, but if she have a personal property of her own, if her own personal property is there, we can open, the banker can open current account in the name of married woman. Okay, but so the bank have to take some special care. They have to take some precaution while opening account in the name of married woman. Means whenever she open the accounts, she have to submit her details, not only her details, then her husband details also she have to submit. Okay, name, occupation, address, everything they have to submit the details. Okay, they have to provide the information, not only her details but also husband details also they have to she have to submit. Next, a banker should not grant loan or overdraft to a married woman considering the property of her husband. Considering the property of her own, we can grant, the banker can grant loan or overdraft. But considering the property of husband, the banker should not give the loan or overdraft, because a husband cannot be made liable for the personal debt of the wife. Okay, so that is another precaution the bank have to take. Next, before granting loan or overdraft, the bank should examine her personal properties. Okay, her personal properties, her assets, we have to take, means we have to check her credit worthiness, whether she have the ability to repay the amount in time. So that we have to check. Then only we have to give the loan to the married woman. Then no problem. She is competent to enter into a valid contract. The banker can open saving also, current account also in the name of married woman. Okay. So I said minor, married woman. Next, third one is joint account. Joint account means when two or more persons open an account jointly. So such account is known as joint account. Okay, when two or more persons open an account jointly, that is joint account. Suppose example, husband and wife, if they account joint account, that is a joint account. Child and a guardian, that is also a joint account. Okay, so when a customer open an account jointly, it is known as joint account. So the bank have to take some precautions while open joint account. So first they have to which one? The application. So first what they have to do, the application for opening joint account must be signed by all the partners who intend to open a joint account. It is husband and wife, means we have to get a signature from husband and wife. Okay, that is first step. In the application, we have to get a signature from all the parties who intend to open a joint account. Next, the bank get a clear instruction in writing as to the name of person or persons who operate the bank account. Otherwise, regarding the operation of the accounts, we have to get a clear instruction regarding the operation of the accounts. It means who are authorized to operate the joint account, either husband or wife. Name of persons or person or persons who are authorized to operate the joint account. Okay, that we have to get. Then any joint account holder can issue stop payment order. Can issue stop payment order of a check to the bank. Any order, any joint, if suppose husband or a wife can issue stop payment order. Suppose if the husband is presenting any check, suppose, but the wife want to stop that payment. So she can issue the stop payment order of a check to the bank. Then after receiving the stop payment order, they have to stop the payment to the that person. Okay, that person that can issue. Okay, any joint account holder can issue the stop payment order of check to the bank. Then after receiving, they have to obey the customer's request. Okay, then authority given to operate the account can be revoked, can be officially cancelled by any joint account holder, any persons. Okay, the authority, already we given instruction that the husband will operate this account. After that, we can revoke the authority given to operate the account can be revoked by any persons, revoked by any of the joint account holder. Okay, suppose at the time of, suppose if if husband dies, then suppose if wife dies, then all the accounts, the credit balance in the account will be given to the to whom? Husband. So if wife dies, that amount, if wife dies, we will give amount to the husband. If the husband dies, we will give amount to the all the survivors, including wife. Not only to the wife, we will give to the, suppose child also, they will get the right to get that amount. If wife dies, all amount we will get to the husband, but if the husband dies, the amount we will get to the survivors, including wife. Okay, that is the specialty of joint account. Okay, next one. So I said minor, married women, then joint account. Next one, lunatics. Lunatics. Who is a lunatic? Lunatic is a person who lacks understanding power and rational judgment. Lunatics is a person who lacks understanding power and rational judgment. Understand? Insane person. Insane. That is lunatic. So according to Indian Contract Act, a person of unsound mind is not capable to enter into a valid contract. Okay? But this disqualification does not apply when he became sane. Okay? But a person of unsound mind is not capable to enter into a valid contract. So whenever the bank receive a notice of a customer lunacy, the bank have to stop the entire operation of that customer. Then they have to appoint, the court will appoint a receiver. Then we have to give the account, the balance the account to the receiver. Okay, so normally a person of unsound mind is not capable to enter into a valid contract. Okay, but when he become insane, we got the notice, then we can operate the accounts. Okay, otherwise he is not capable to enter into a valid contract. So we can't open the account in the name of insane person. Okay, that is related with lunatics. Next one, drunkards. Drunkards. Drunkard. So drunkard is a person who is so intoxicated, no control over their behavior, intoxicated, to be incapable of understanding the nature of contract. That person is drunkards. Drunkard is a person who is so intoxicated to be incapable of understanding the nature of contract. Okay, so a contract entered into by a drunkard person is void. It is void contract. If you enter into a contract with a drunkard person, it is void. So the bank have to take some precautions. Means it is advisable. It is advisable for the banker not to open an account in the name of a person when he was fully drunk. Okay, then suppose if he present a check, if he present a check over the counter for payment, it is to be made only in the presence of a responsible person. Okay, suppose if he present a check, if you want to collect a money, if you want to present a check to get the money from the bank, what they have to do? They have to present in the presence of a responsible person. Then only he will get the amount. Understand? So the bank have to take the special care related with the drunkards. Clear? Is incapable. So we can. So normally everyone are opening the drunkards accounts, but thing is that if we present a check over the counter, they have to be made only in the presence of a responsible person. That is related with the drunkards. Okay. So today I taught minor, married women, joint account, lunatic, drunkards. Okay. So next day we will continue the remaining type of customer. Okay. So